Now, lockdown gave us lots of chance to reflect on life. Queen guitarist Brian May was no exception. Listening to an old solo album, he decided it was as relevant today as it was in the early 90s and wants to introduce it to a new audience. We're going to speak to Brian in a moment, but first, here's the video for Back to the Light. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Hi, Duncan. I'm good, thank you.
So in that video, you're performing with your younger self. What was the thinking behind going back to your old music then?
I think it was because I identified with my younger self a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I would be older and wiser revisiting this album, which I made 30 years ago. But when I got immersed in it and wanted to polish it up and reissue it for a new audience, I just thought, I'm still that boy. I'm still the same person. And how would it be to go back and be alongside him with my old band? So we fixed it up. I became a time traveler and made this little movie. And it was a great feeling, actually, just to go back and revisit those times. Because, yeah, I'm still the same boy.
You say it was great, but of course the album was written at a difficult time for you, wasn't it, in the early 90s?
Yes, it was. And Back to the Light has a lot of darkness in it, the album. It's about the search for more optimism and a good future. Looking at it now, I thought a lot of people will identify, because we've been through some very dark times, all of us, I think, with the COVID and everything. And I think it is a time for people to feel they want to be back to the light and try and find, if they don't find their former selves, perhaps they find a better version of themselves to face the future. So there's some of that to the record as well.
One of the things that struck me about the beginning of the music video is that you're wearing a face mask, which is just something we could never have imagined a few years ago. How are you? Because lockdown was particularly tough for you and Anita health-wise, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've been through a lot of stuff, and I have to be thankful that we're here at all. The final blow, after all the physical stuff, we got the house flooded, so that was a sort of final blow, because that takes away a lot of your feelings of security, and a lot of our sort of treasured possessions went down, I should say, into filthy water. And I think we're still recovering from that. It's funny, it does something to your psyche. Having said that, we're both great. Anita's very busy. She's got a new series coming out, premiering on Monday on TV. And I'm busy doing lots of publication work and launching my single, Back to That. The album's out there. You can probably see one here. But the single's out tomorrow, the Back to the Light single.
And, of course, you're still keeping busy with Queen, aren't you?
We are, yeah. A lot's still happening behind the scenes. Queen never dies, really, and I have to be very thankful for that. And it never sleeps either. We're always doing stuff, remixing stuff. I'm sitting here in the studio in which I did a lot of my solo material, but also we did a lot of work on the last Queen album, the Made in Heaven album. And things are always going on. We remix, we repolish, we repackage, because there's a constant demand, thank you, from people out there who want to see some of the old material brought up to scratch in the modern media. So, yeah, we keep busy, and we will be out. I'm working on my fitness, which is the best thing I can do right now, very, very avidly. Because next May we'll be out, back on the road, hopefully, continuing the tour of the world, which we paused when COVID struck.
That's great to hear. Brian, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Duncan. God bless.
On ITV tonight, Charlene presents a very personal programme exploring her family's history with the Empire and Jamaica.